CBS earnings after the bell today. I'll be reporting with Melissa Francis at 4 p.m. This as reports are surfacing that its board of directors knew about Les Moonves's harassment allegations, the allegations against him several months ago. To Charlie Gasparino on what we might hear from Les Moonves. What do you think?
Well, I mean, as we've been reporting, and Again, I'm going to preface this by saying I don't believe it until I see it, but our sources inside CBS say that Les Moonves is going to appear on the call. There are generally three people that are on the earnings call all the time. Joe Iannello, Joe Iannello is the COO, Adam Townsend is the investor relations chief, and Les Moonves, the CEO. So from what I understand, as of late yesterday, he was prepping to be on the call and to possibly get a question or two, at least on this.
Definitely get a question.
Well, I will say this, just so you know, he may open up and say, I'm not going to say anything about this, let the process. He may make a statement. I don't know what he's going to say, and I don't know how they're going to address it. The elephant in the room, which will be this as opposed to the earnings, which will probably be pretty good. You know, Les Moonves is a very good CEO, one of the best out there. He's one of the few CEOs I know in the sort of media space that, you know, I guess our guy is one of them too. The gentleman that runs our, what's his name again? Do you know?
Rupert Murdoch.
Yes. That Wall Street likes him, and they are good with content.
Yes.
And, you know, so he's in that sort of pantheon.
Right.
And so if he leaves, it's going to be a problem for the stock.
You know, you bring up a great point, because there are certain companies where the CEO is a lot more than a guy who's just a part of a team, where he is a leader, a real transitional figure. We have one, Rupert Murdoch.
Jack Welch was with that.
Jack Welch was one at GE, and when he left, obviously the company didn't do so well. I'm wondering if the same could happen with CBS.
Yeah, and on top of it, the added thing that they're going through, the added sort of the complication, which I'm sure this is going to be brought up, and he's going to have to answer this question, is the battle he's having with Shari Redstone, who runs National Entertainment.
By the way, is that just coincidence that this thing comes up at this point in that battle?
Let me just explain this one thing so the viewer can get their hands around this. National Amusement is a holding company. They're the controlling shareholder of CBS and Viacom. She wants to merge those two together. Les Moonves does not. They're in a pitched court battle right now. He wants to break off and essentially sell to somebody else. The question that you ask is very relevant. Did she plant the story?
And?
All my sources say no. That doesn't mean that Ronan Farrow didn't go to her for help. And just give you some idea, I don't cover this part.
Ronan Farrow, by the way, is the journalist who came out with it.
But let me just explain something to you, because this is out there that she might have planted this. But as an investigative reporter, a long time I've been doing this. I don't cover this stuff, namely the Me Too movement that Ronan Farrow does. But when you cover big stories and you do one big stories, other stories generally come to you. You don't. It's not like someone has to plant it.
Yep.
And when people see, in his case, when he was writing about Harvey Weinstein and the various women, many of them prominent Hollywood actresses, being cited and quoted, other women see that and they call him.
They feel empowered by it. Say, maybe I could do the same.
But it's the same thing like when I was covering Merrill Lynch and Morgan Stanley and Goldman Sachs and Citigroup during the financial crisis. People would, you want a story, they come back to you.
Happened to me with Latin America. When I was covering Latin America, I get all these stories. I get more scoops than anybody.
I think the CBS board tried to suggest that Shari Redstone leaked this. They actually put that in their statement. And I'm just saying that, it's possible. I'm not there. But it's also much more possible that he probably did this on his own.
Let's talk about what we do know. It's now in the hands of these lawyers who are going to be investigating the whole thing. Two firms, two legal firms.
Debevoise, Plimpton, and who's the other one?
Can tell me, producer, if you know. But the point
both white shoe firms.
Is it going to be up to? Could these legal firms now have a life and death decision over his future?
Well, they do. Now the question is, is the board empowering them?
That's my question.
Now, here's the thing that we don't know.
If they come up with one decision, could the board come up with another?
And has the board signaled to them, because this often happens, we want a whitewash, or we want a real report? And I can't tell you.
Didn't happen here, by the way.
Yeah, we should point out the elephant in the room is what happened here, where we hired Paul Weiss to investigate the charges against our former boss, Roger Ailes. The management...
The board accepted their investigation.
But management empowered Paul Weiss to do a real investigation. No holds barred. Talk to everybody you can. The real question is, they hired two. I mean, I don't know why you needed two, but in any event, they got two. Did the board?
It's not a bad idea to hire two, by the way.
Maybe not, but maybe there's a reason they hired two and get two opinions on this because they think he's gone and we need it's like getting a second opinion from a doctor,
right.
And they want to just make sure, right?
20 seconds.
I'll just say this: has the board, the independent directors, have they empowered these guys to go where all the facts are and to do a real report like they did with us? And I can't tell you that.
Great information, Charlie Gasparino. The best. Thank you very much.